Food.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it. In here! Hey! Lunar corruption! Gemini Ultra! By the power of Wall! I'll heal you all! Healing circle!
Thanks, Shionne.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Strike me from behind!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
Give the light!
Got it! Leave it to you! This one's mine!
Back into the fray!
You're mine!
Will this help? Don't mind if I
Simply
do.
incredible.
I'll heal you all! With astral energy! Healing circle!
Now you see what I can do!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying? Dance in the wind! Power of water! Bohan flash! Lunar corruption! By the power of water! Here comes! Here's a healing circle! Bohan flash!
Soaring light spear!
The everlasting
Here, there you go! Don't let up! In here!
Take this!
I'll be saving this one!
Rollerblade!
Ready you are!
You picked the wrong fight!
Dance in the healing circle! Sleep now! If it's in the sky, it's mine! I'll never fit!
benediction
What
light.
was that downfall? Don't mind if I do! Will this help? Illuminate the dark! Healing circle! Back into the fire! Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you all!
Double demon fang!
Healing circle! I owe you, Shionne. Healing is what my arts do best. All my can do is cause havoc and destruction. Let me help. First aid! A freezing storm!
I can carve through armor!
I'm on! Here, let me help. I'll heal you
In a
all.
bind?
Healing circle!
I don't know what I do.
Here's the evil. Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really think...
I'll heal you all!
Pieces! Attack time!
Death shall not
Hear me! Flame of fury! I'll never fit! Gemini Ultra!
Armor won't save you!
Rising
Metal!
rocket!
Here's a healing illuminate the
Dirty
turn!
let free!
Holy glimmer! Holy light of corruption!
Ready to go! I'm ready!
Lost! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Sneak now.
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
This one's mine!
Mega Ray! That makes it off more than I was due.
Finish it!
Ignore your pain. No
Kisara, frozen!
Hammer! Will this help?
Raging storm!
I'm not done!
Ready and railing.
A freezing storm!
Not in your dreams!
Think again! Will this help?
Raging cascade! In here!
Rise
In a
and
bind.
Healing! Flame of fury!
Burning!
Where are you going? Now!
Rising water!
Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action. A
I'll
merry
heal you
distraction.
There's still more to go!
How are your weapons holding up? That's not to give me any idea.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope they will improve.
No, I mean you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look better.
Finish it!
Here's a healing heart! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
First aid!
Benediction.
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
Another incantation ruined.
Here's a healing art!
Armor won't save you. Begin.
I can't take much more.
Burn!
I never fit!
Benediction light.
They're all coming after me!
I'm coming, Linwell.
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine. I'll bring you back from death abyss. I can't hold on much longer.
Not done yet!
Dance in the
Castle!
wind.
Heal!
Sweet This is handy. Lightning can down. Thunderbolt.
We can do this!
Cliche, but appropriate.
I'm counting on you.
I'll smash you.
Tempest! This should do it! Double Demon Fang!
This is some punishment.
First aid.
That did it! Double Demon Fang!
These have the most peculiar taste.
Negative shape! Double Demon Fang!
I couldn't make it in time.
Begin!
Sometimes gotta hold it together. Do or die.
I'll grind you into dust!
Elusive deity.
Double
Red.
Illuminate the dark. Holy glimmer. Holy land.
Now you see what I can do.
I'm not done! Catapult! You're mine!
No further.
Feel the dance in the wind. Feel the marksman handle this. Let's get you all tucked away. Firmament
Pride was my downfall.
I never fit.
Resonate with the earth.
Not in your dreams.
Forgive me.
May a thousand gales. By the power of water. A banana. Let's go. Air thrust. Hear me. Flame of fury. Burning strong.
Ready and rarely.
My pride was my downfall.
Double Demon Fang! On your Stay away from my friend! Wind!
Lightning orb! Raging
Our arts
cascade!
are being interrupted.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Can you take it?
Firmament render!
I'm ready! Wind! River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
That did it!
Photon
Here I come!
lightning conduct!
Severing wind!
Thunderblade!
Do you require a hand?
Light!
Castle!
Thunderblade! Illuminate the
Forgive me.
You'll pay for that!
Holy land!
Blow away!
I hope this medicine works as promised.
Here I come!
Illuminate the searing flame!
Blow away!
Holy glimmer! Holy
I hope
land!
this medicine
Double
works as
Demon
promised.
Fang! Let's try hard sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
There!
How are we supposed to take... on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just
Alphen!
watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
Hey, is that it over there?
You can never be too prepared.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
3 centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me. But my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renin. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renin homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, Then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Xion can finally get rid of her thorns. Xion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Xion? Where'd Xion go? How could she just go off on her own? Xion. Xion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Xion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it.
A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
That's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Alvin!
Only living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin!
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Well, that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.